Alright, as you can see, we took our stock and put it in the vise where I could turn it around and kind of get a good view of the camera. You can see there's a whole lot of material that needs to be taken out. You want to do this really slow or you're going to get a really bad fit on your stock. So what I like to do is I'll take the receiver, just press it in, and I can just take a marker of some sort. Because you see I've already got a gap here. I want to take more of this material off. So I want to start right here. And on the other side, I can do the same thing. I need to take more off this end. And then as I put it in, then I'll have to take more off this, and I'm going to make this sure we kind of keep this concave to where it fits up to the receiver nice so we don't have any gaps. And the best way I know to do this is just do it very slowly, and I'll just use a file, and I'll just take this material off. And I mean, I guess if you're really handy with a power tool, you could speed this up, but it's a whole lot easier to take more off than it is to add more back to it. So, and I'm just using this rough file right now just to kind of round it, and I'll take it off very slowly, and then I'll take and put my receiver back in and test it. We want to make sure we can pull up this gap on both sides right here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to take up this gap here and in the back. We don't want to deepen this any. We want to just fit this part right here. Okay. Alright, we've got our stock kind of roughed in. If you'll look, it's still kind of proud around here. You can see it's kind of roughed into the shape and contoured to the receiver. And I'll take and go across here around this area here, fitting it. Make sure everything's pretty close to being smooth. There'll be just a little bit of a lip, but we've got a pretty good bit right there. The thing about these stocks is they're never drop in. They've all got to be fitted in. And the best thing is to fit your wood before you ever do the finish, because if you after you re-blue this, you may get some scratches when you're going in here and trying to do that without taping it off. I always just like to do my rough end fitting like that. The next step is we got to address this hole right here, because our stock bolt will not go in far enough to actually catch but like one thread. So that's not going to give us a very sturdy stock. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take and drill this out just a little bit deeper. Because you look and see that we have about 1.5 inches, 2 inches worth of threads we can work with. So we can take that hole in here and just deepen it. We'll just use a Forstner bit and just make this the inside portion a little bit deeper to where our screw can catch, to where our stock bolt can catch more than just one thread. Because it's never going to be able to draw up tight if we don't. So I'll get the Forstner bit, and then we'll lock this in the vise and drill from this side. Alright, we just took our Forstner bit and taped it off where I just got about 1/2 inch from the cutting surface up the shaft so we don't drill this out too deep. And I'm just going to drill this hole out a little deeper. You was able to see that. If not, you get the gist. We just drilled down a little bit deeper so our stock bolt will go deeper into the stock. Now let's reposition and see if we can get this thing to work. So like I said, we only cut into that thing about 1/2 inch. You see, that way we could see exactly where we needed to stop, so it wasn't too deep. Now, if everything works right, we should be able to attach our stock. Now we have our stock pretty much roughed in. We'll take a lot of this down just before we finish it. I'll take and smooth all this down. I have to take the top snap off just so we can clear it. But now we have a usable stock. Now we've got our heavy breech stocked. Like I said, I'll do the final fitting on the outside surfaces when I get ready to refinish this. The main thing was to make it a whole firearm. We'll put it in a sock, stick it back, move on to the next one. I still have several more I gotta get stocked.